Hey guys, CODENUM this side. So today's video is going to be very important because in this video I'm going to show you one of the fundamental most coding structure used in almost every programs, and the structure is called the if statements. So an if statement or a conditional statement is such a line that enables us to take decisions in a program. So think it this way. While traveling from one place to another, we have different options of traveling. One, we can go by walking, or we can go by a car, or we can go by a train. And these decisions are determined by some of the criterias like time, mobility, speed, and location, and many more criterias. So similarly, in code in Java, we can also make decisions like this by using the if statements. So some theory work done. So let's now jump into some practical work. So let's open BlueJ. So here I have created an if statement class, but this class right now just takes a number from the user and stores it in a variable named number. Okay. Now in this program we will recreate the modulus function from maths. So in maths the modulus function takes in a number, and if it is positive then it just gives out the positive value, and if it is negative it still gives out the positive value. So to make it we will be using the if statements. So first we have to write if, then inside the bracket we have to write what value we are going to check. So here the value is number, and now we have to check whether the value is greater, means positive or negative. So for being positive it has to be greater than or equals to 0. So we have to write like this, greater than equals 0, and this line checks where the number is greater than equals to 0 or not, and if it is so then it goes to the line I am going to write now. So it goes like this, system.out.print, and then inside it the number after mod is number. So we don't have to change anything because it is already positive, and then we have to just close the bracket. But if the number is less than 0, so for checking it we have to write else if, because if this line is not true then the control comes and checks this line. So here we have to write else, then if another, and number. Now for this one we have to check it less than 0, not equals to, so just write less than 0. Okay, and if it is true, which it will be, then system dot out dot print, inside it write this one plus inside bracket -1 star number. So in this line I just multiply the number value by -1, so it makes it +1. Sorry, not +1, but it makes it the positive value of what it is. So it ends the if statement, and here we could use else statement just without using the if statement. But if you think that you have to check another number before going to the next line, then you use if statement. But here we know that the number, if it is not positive then it will be negative, it is complementary, so we may not write this line, it doesn't make any change. But if there are multiple criteria you have to check, then else if you have to use for checking those criteria. but for now we can write or may not write this line. It doesn't make any change. So let's see if we keep that line. Let's check it. We enter a number, let's give it 45, and it says the number after mod is 45. Now if we give a negative number like minus 80, it says the number after mod is 80. So in both cases we get a positive value. Here the number is multiplied by minus 1. Now let's delete this line. Now let's see. Again give some positive number. It gives the same number. And if we give a negative number, it also gives a positive number. So it doesn't make any change. And this is how an if statement works. So now for checking different criterias at one if statement, we have to use what we call the logical operators. So there are three types of logical operators. One is the not operator, and then is the and operator, and the last is the or operator. So what does these three operators do? So if we start from the and operator, think that there are two numbers and we are checking whether both are greater than 0 or not. In the other words, both are positive or not. So we will write number 1 greater than 0 and number 2 greater than 0, and the and is written like this. And if both of them are positive, then and only then the if statement will work for that block. So this is the work of and. So basically the and operator checks both the criteria to be true, and if it is, then it enables the if statement to use that block. Next, moving to the or statement, it checks either one of the criteria is true or not. So if one of the number is greater than 0, then it says the if statement that it is true, and the if statement uses that block. So it doesn't check both of them true, it checks one of them is true or not. If one of them is at least true, it will work. So this is called the or statement, and this not statement just reverses their values. So if the and gets it true, then the not will make it false, and if it gets false, it will make true. Same for the or one. So it is just for the reversing of the values. So when you are using three of the logical operator at once, take note that one of the operator is operated first and then the second. So I have arranged the operators in that precedence. So first the not operator is operated in Java, and then the and operator is seen or executed, and at last this or operator is executed. So take care of it and make your logic like that. So now returning to BlueJ, let's delete this number. Rather, just take two more data from user. Just name it number 2, and similarly number 3. Now we are going to check whether this number 1 is greater than both of this number, or which one is greater in these three numbers. We are going to check this. So just write if number greater than number 2, and then write that and statement, and number greater than number 3. Then we can print a line, system.out.print number 1, wait, number 1 is greatest. That will do. Now we are going to use the else if statement, because my typing is wrong. What happened? Yes. So now we are going to use the else if statement because we have to check more than one criteria at once. So now let's write for number 2. Let's write number 2 greater than number and number 2 greater than number 3. Let's copy this number word. Then system.out.print number 2 is greatest. And like the same way we have to write the last line. Else if number 3 for number 3, if greater than number and number 3 greater than number 2, then write system.out my keyboard really is wrong something. Now close the block. So by this code we are able to check the greatest number and we are able to tell it. Now let's see. Let's give this number something like this, and like this. So number 2 is greatest. We can see number 2 is greatest. But we have a fall through here. If we give the 3 numbers same, then it tells nothing. So here we have to add another line, and here we can use the else because we know that if nothing is greatest, then all are same. So else we can write system and out.print all number are same. And now this is a complete program. But oh, I forgot to end the block. And now if we give the 3 numbers same, it says all numbers are same. And it will work for the 2 more. Number 1 is greatest, and for number 3 number 3 is greatest. So like this we are going to use the if statement for different criteria, and for one criteria I have shown them both, and these are the logical operators. Like this we can use the OR operators also as per the logic needs, and this else statement is used for this kind of places where we know that the value will be something if this is not the case. So at that time we can use the else statement. Otherwise the else if is much more convenient. So this is all about the if statement. I hope you liked this video, and if you did so, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more this kind of videos. And with that said, thanks for watching.